Take a look at this picture. Take a look at this lady on the screen. What a beautiful young lady. One thing I can say about mental health is it's never written on anyone's face. Somebody can be going through a difficult time, they're struggling with their mental health, they are in a state of distress. You will not see it on their face. There are no signs to indicate when somebody is going through a difficult time. Some people would express that feeling, but some people you can't tell. This lady on screen, her name is Jade. Jade, sometime last year, I believe August 2025, went for skydiving, and then she deliberately, from all the investigation, she deliberately fell to her death. She unalived herself. I don't want to use the S word, but that was what happened. She committed S. You cannot tell. According to the investigation and speaking to people who were close to her, her relationship ended the day before she went for the skydiving. Let me repeat that. Her relationship to her boyfriend ended. Both of them call it quit the day before her skydiving adventure. She fell all the way from 15,500 feet. 15,500 feet. Sometimes an aeroplane is cruising at 20,000, 25,000 feet. And to now think of a human being falling all the way from a height of 15,500 feet. Or 15,500 foot. What would you... Mental health can trigger anytime. The day before her relationship ended, she booked the skydiving adventure. She is 32 years old. And the reason why the investigating team arrived at the conclusion that she deliberately unalived herself is because even if a human being is falling all the way from 15,500 foot or feet, the skydiving company ensure that they made provision for any contingencies. So option number one is to activate the parachute. If the parachute fails, option number two is to activate a reserved parachute, which is part of the jump, is integrated into the jump. If parachute number one fails, she has to activate parachute number two. If parachute number two fails, the company also has an action plan in place. And the action plan would be for the individual to wait whilst the automatic activation device would then take charge of the system. So the automatic activation device will now activate. It's almost like an emergency release button. Will now release the parachute. But on this particular day, she turned off the automatic activation device. See, she switched it off. What I don't understand is, and I think this has to do with family members, we have to check in with our families sometimes. Because she went through that breakdown in her relationship. But then, it wasn't clear if the family member checked on her. To have such an experience where your relationship has ended, some people would take it really hard. And sky jumping will not be a way for you to overcome or for you to move forward or to forget that experience. Going for a sky jumping, maybe if the relationship ended and the individual or the person choose to go for a holiday, let's say go and spend 1 week, travel abroad, that can be accepted. You can go to a different country, different environment, different atmosphere, different people. That can help you cope with that relationship that came to an end. But skydiving, after experiencing a breakdown in your relationship, you separated from your boyfriend, and then you decided the next day to go for skydiving. I don't think that is not a good way to handle a breakup. And the family around her should have said, no, Jade, we don't want you to go for skydiving. They should have been against it and said, no, you cannot go for skydiving. Your relationship have just ended. You should not be going for such an adventure. Because all the evidence and the investigation is pointing to the fact that it was a deliberate attempt. She deliberately orchestrated the whole thing. She made it happen. Because option number 1, option number 2, option number 3, all of them cannot fail. And suddenly all 3 did not work. And then she landed on a farmland. She ended up landing on a farmland, falling from 15,500 feet. And one thing that was also discovered during the investigation is she had her marketing manager. She had a marketing manager. Because prior to that, she has done over 500 jumps. She's a sky diving junkie. She goes for skydiving all the time. Her marketing manager left a note for her the day before to say, your finances, these are some information about your finances, or these are some information that you need to know about. We don't know what was on that financial statement. Nobody knows. That could also have added more fuel to the fire. Nobody knows what was on the marketing script or marketing note or letter the marketing manager left for her to review. It could have been a case of, oh, the finances wasn't that good. And one of the investigating officer was able to find out, was able to discover that it was something linked to her relationship, because her former partner summarized everything and said, our relationship ended the night before. Because when they are conducting this type of investigation, they have to speak to everybody, speak to people who are close to the individual, neighbors, anybody who observe any unusual behavior. They have to speak to them. And the partner, ex-partner, summarize and say, our relationship ended. But people within this, around the skydiving company, they never noticed anything out of the ordinary. Because one of the co-owner of the skydiving company, Sky High Skydiving, said this person saw her. She was, before the jump, she was having breakfast or toast at a nearby, at a cafe just near the site, and she didn't look as if something was wrong. But that is the thing with people's health. Sometimes you cannot really tell what's wrong with someone's health. The fact that they look healthy, they present themselves healthy, does not mean they are having a good health. And all the reports, all the checks, nothing was wrong. The toxicology report indicated that she was not on alcohol, she was not intoxicated, she was not taking any drugs. Her GP even confirmed that she was not on any medication, which means she was a fully healthy lady. But she decided to take that decision. And one thing that she always does, they notice that every time she goes for a jump, she always install a camera on her helmet. So there's always a camera on her helmet to document the jump. But on this particular day of the incident, she didn't put any camera. There was no camera on her helmet, nothing. And the fact that the automatic activation device was switched off, she switched it off. This allowed the investigating team to come to the conclusion that she deliberately took her own life. Because if option number one for you to activate the parachute fails, option number 2, then you can use a reserved parachute. Option number 3, there's an automatic activation device that just releases the parachute. If you fail to activate parachute 1 and 2, there's a system that will not even take instruction from you. It will automatically release the parachute. Perhaps, how was she able to switch it off? Maybe the company needs to review that particular option number 3 to say if the individual failed to activate option 1, option 2, option 3 will just activate on its own. And the user or whoever is taking part in that jump should not be able to switch off the automatic activation device. And this is another life lost. Life of a beautiful young lady lost to relationship because of relationship. And sometimes we need to make people aware, when they are when they are going through difficult time, don't suffer alone. A problem shared is a problem half solved. When you're going through a difficult time, don't go through pain by yourself. Don't suffer by yourself. Seek help. Look for support. Because the mind has a funny way of working. The mind would be interpreting your experience, that difficult time, as people don't care. You are by yourself. Nobody cares. The mind will interpret it that way, which is not the case. This is why you have all the support around. You have therapy, counseling, you have your GP, you have people to talk to. And relationship is not good sometimes. It's not a healthy experience, especially for people who are not mentally equipped to deal with breakups. Not everybody in this life is mentally equipped to deal with breakups. Some people just cannot handle breakup. It hurts them really bad. Some people, breakup is just normal. They just like, okay, we separated, that's it. I disconnect from you, you disconnect from me. Some people, they disconnect their emotions. As soon as that breakup happened, they are very quick to disconnect their emotions. Because taking a break is, in a relationship, sometimes can work a lot of magic. Just taking a break. Because the relationship can become too much for you and you need a break. You take a break, you recharge, you go away, do so many things, do things outside of the relationship. Because previously people might be doing things within the relationship and not so open to doing things outside of relationship. But when you take that break, you do things outside of relationship. Spend time with your friends, go to events, go to concerts, go to shows. Go to a music class, acting class, do something different, and suddenly you start to realize that, oh wow, my relationship was holding me down and stopping me from doing all these things. Some people, they are prisoner in their own relationship. And when they come out, they don't know how to deal with coming out of it. They suddenly become different and they experience shock or trauma. Because they've been in a relationship for a very long time where they were just locked up in that relationship. To summarize, anyone who is going through a difficult time, seek help. Even if it will cost you money to seek help, pay the money. There is more to life than for you to be experiencing hardship and not going for help. Knock, and the door shall be opened to you. Seek, and you shall find. Ask, and it shall be given to you. If you ask for help, you will get the help. If you seek for help, you will find the help. Go on the internet, search for the help. Speak to family members, speak to your neighbors, speak to friends. Be open, say, I'm going through this difficult experience. Can you help me? Don't consider unaliving yourself as the only way out, because it's not the only way out. I hope this I hope people learn from this experience or this story. I hope people can learn from it. It's very, very tragic, but I hope people can learn from it and it can save more lives.